Good morning. I am Marie. Welcome to our yoga practice. It's a fairly gentle practice. Please make these poses appropriate for you to be more gentle as you need, and also to challenge yourself if you care to do that as well. I wanted to begin our practice this morning with an intention. We can set an intention with this quote. It's an inspiring quote by Yogi Bhajan, who was the founder of Kundalini yoga tradition. And this is his quote: "The purpose of life is to watch and experience living, to enjoy living every moment of it, just to be. The ideal purpose of your life is that you are grateful, great and full, that you are alive and you enjoy it. An attitude of gratitude brings great things." So let's take a moment and just tune into our being alive, being grateful. And we can set an intention of gratefulness, of gratitude for our practice. So let's begin standing, and we'll bring this aliveness and gratitude into our ability to breathe in deeply. It's going to be a double breath in through the nose, a short, long, and a double breath out through the mouth, a short and a long. Take in the air, your life force. Expand your lungs and ribs. Flex your spine. Couple more. Bring your hands to your thighs, and we'll bend forward slightly, opening into our back. You can bring your chin forward and feel a stretch on your back side, drawing your navel up towards your spine. And come up to straight. Arms up, interlacing your hands, and we will lengthen upwards. You can turn your palms upwards or not, it doesn't really matter. And go over to the side. Breathe into your side body. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Be grateful for these breaths. On an inhale, come up to your tallest. You can switch the interlace of your fingers the other way so it feels a little odd, and go over to the other side. Breathing, expanding in the side of your rib cage, and lengthening on the underside as well. On your inhale, come up. And bring your arms behind you, interlacing your hands. Try interlacing them the odd way, the unfamiliar way. Can you straighten your elbows? It doesn't matter if you can or you can't. We'll just go once to each side, then release your hands so you can slide them up towards the opposite elbow. We want to lift the navel so that we anchor our lower ribs in front to our abdomen. And we will go over to the side, freeing our neck from our upper arms through shoulders up to the skull, holding your pelvis stable. Come on up and switch the hand that's above. Lengthen and exhale to the other side. Breathe into your shoulder, into your neck. And come on up. Slowly release your arms. You might like to move your shoulders a bit or even bend your knees just to free up your major joints, and then come to a very balanced standing posture. This can take a moment. Begin by feeling your feet, moving your awareness up to your ankles and your knees. If your knees are locked, unlock them. To your thighs and your hips. If your buttocks are tight and you're tucking your tailbone, see if you can release and let your pelvis find its natural curve. We can help support our pelvis and our low back by gently lifting upwards in the navel towards the heart. And then relaxing upwards. It's a lengthening upwards through the spine, and the crossbar of our shoulders can help release our arms to hang naturally by our sides. And as you breathe, your neck releases upwards and your head is balanced right on top of your neck. You might move your head ever so slightly to feel that balance. And also you can tell if your head is coming forward, which is common for most of what we do, and just gently slide it back. In your balance, feel as though you are being lifted from the crown of your head through a cord that goes through the center of your body. And here you are in your tallest, most balanced posture, breathing in the front side of you and the back side of you, standing in your highest. Now we'll take this pose into what's freedom pose, which is a variation of first warrior. So let's start with, I'll start with my left foot in front, but you can mirror me, or it doesn't really matter. But to start with, when we bend our front knee, we want it to stay above the ankle, and the back leg will remain straight unless you feel that you need to bend it. By all means, take care of your body. So we're going to push in and up so that we can lift our rib cage further from our pelvis. And we're trying to stretch our mat between our feet. Now, we'll take our hands upwards to our heart. Imagine that you are curving your back side from your back leg, your back ankle, all the way up through the length of your spine, lifting from your heart, and from your heart lifting up to the crown of your head. Feel free to keep your arms here, or you can press your hands together as you lift your arms. You can lift them above your head. You can bring them where it's appropriate for your shoulders, so that you are maintaining your anchor at your low rib cage. Breathing in your heart, the gratitude for the strength of this pose. Reaching up through the crown of your head, this long sloping curve, all the way down to your back ankle. To come out of this, you'll bring your weight forward, and anything that you need to do to reset yourself and come back to your balance. Now for the other side, I'll turn the other way, and no, okay, I will not turn the other way. I'm not really sure what would be the best for you. So as you bend, keep your knee above your ankle, press your rib cage in and up. This is to help lengthen your spine, the whole length of your spine, with a straight spine before we arch it. This long sloping arch. Being lengthened up through the crown of the head, and mentally affirming, I am free, I am free. Bring your weight forward and reset as your body would like. Coming back to Tadasana, relax and feel. Now, Parshvattanasana is 1 foot, the same, 1 foot in front of the other. This time, both legs will remain straight as we come into a forward bend. Feel free, however, to bend your knees if you need to. So, with the hands to help us anchor the rib cage into the abdomen as you're bending forward, here's where you might find that you need to bend your front knee. And then hands come down to the leg. If you want to work your strength, you can take your hands off the leg and you can bring them out to the side. You're trying to stretch your mat between your feet. And then we can come into a forward bend. If your spine is good with that, if your hamstrings are good with it, feel free to bend your knees and also to explore into surrounding tissues. Move around side to side or bend and straighten your knees. And then come into a place of stillness. Relax your face, your throat, your chest and your belly. Relax your neck. You can shake it no and nod yes. And as you come up from here, imagine anything that keeps you from being fully grateful rolling off your backside and into the earth. Bring yourself up as needed. You might need to press up on your knee with your hands. And into Tadasana. Like water rolling off a duck's back, anything that is not you, not true to you, and not yours, let it go. Other side, with the hips square, coming forward, where it's the pelvis that's coming forward and bringing the spine with it. To help tune into our core muscles, we can gently push in and up at the junction between ribs and abdomen. You take care of your body in this pose, make it work for you. And then offer yourself into the flow of gravity here. Explore, let your breath flow freely. Taking a couple of breaths deeply into your back, wherever else you may need it. I offer myself fully into the flow of life, coming up more grateful. Relax and feel. Now for Prasarita, a wide-legged, extended leg forward bend. I'll turn sideways, so I'll remain sideways so you can see better. Legs are at your comfortable width and coming forward from here with your long spine. You can bring your hands at the upper abdomen as well here. Feel free to bend your knees and also move your feet where they're most comfortable. Hands coming down to the floor and then letting your spine round. You can reach your arms in front of you to help lengthen your spine. And explore here, bending side to side, bending knees together in unison. And if your shoulders would like a stretch, feel free to bring your hands behind your back. We'll bring the hands down. I relax and cast aside all mental burden. And we'll come down to our knees so that we can come in to child's pose. If you need a blanket for padding, feel free to put it underneath your knees. Elbows come down first. Hips are pulling the lower spine one direction. Head and arms pulling the upper spine in the opposite direction. If it's comfortable to allow your hips to sink towards your heels, let that happen. If it's not, stay propped up on your elbows. You can rest your forehead on your hands. You could tuck your toes to help keep you propped up, or not. We'll stay here for several breaths, easing the major joints into this folding of child's pose. Deepening the breath in the belly. And the back side. Breathing into your heart on the front side and your back side. Relaxing your throat, your face. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. This is a wonderful pose for introspection, for just relaxing inwardly. It's good for freeing the digestive organs and the breath. On your inhale, come on up to hands and knees. We'll do some cats and cows. On your inhale, bring the center of your heart, your chest forward. On the exhale, bring the center of your heart backside, upwards towards the ceiling, and your navel gently drawing it upwards towards your spine. Couple of more, move through your breath. Now, come into tabletop. And we'll tuck our toes here. We want the hands to be at least shoulder width apart and the fingers spread apart from each other. We want to push the shoulder blades down the back and into the back ribs to firm up our shoulder girdle. We want to lift the upper abdomen and anchor it towards the low ribs and maintain our shoulder girdle and our abdominal strength here. As we push our hands and our feet away from each other, our knees will lift a couple of inches. We're in our elevated tabletop here. Relax your face, your neck, and find ease in your strength. If you need to bend your elbows, feel free. This can take us into our down dog. Push your hands, your shoulders back, your rib cage coming towards your thighs, and sink your heels towards the floor. Whether or not they reach is unimportant. Rock side to side. So we can lift one leg up into the air here. First, we need to bring our feet together. And if you prefer to come down to your knees and do this on your knees, that is a wonderful option. We'll lift one leg up towards the air. Keep your weight even on both hands. You might need to bend your standing leg. You can bend the knee and lift the hip. Try to get your knee and your foot the same height. Square the hips, lower that foot. Come down and rest for a moment if you need. Otherwise, take the other leg up, weight even on both hands. Bend the knee and open the hip. Square the hip, Lower the foot, and with control in your core, come down to your knees and rest in child's pose. And here's where you can also give your wrists a nice relaxation here from what we just did, pulling your hands the opposite way, or bringing your hands by your feet, or even taking your hands behind your back. Now we'll come up so that we can come onto our belly. If you have a blanket, then you want to take it away. Once we come onto our belly, we want to drag ourselves forward. Maybe you won't actually come forward. Your hips won't slide forward, but your whole spine will lengthen. And then you come on down. We're going to do something for our posture because we've probably been sitting a lot lately with our head in front of our shoulders, and this is going to help us. So we will turn our palms downwards, our fingertips on the floor, with a slight bend in the elbow. From here, we push down into the floor. Feel this in your shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades are moving down your back, and they're strengthening. Now we want a counter force here, which will be on the front side. So you're gently lifting your navel. Now we can also feel the shoulders are lifting away from the floor. This is a wonderful strengthening in and of itself, but we'll add to this. On an inhale, lift your head. Keep pushing into the floor for the moment. Keep your navel lifting. And now relax your arms and feel them float up. You can press your feet into the floor and just lift your upper body. But if you feel like soaring upwards in your legs as well, feel free. Now we're going to ride the waves of our breath. On the exhale, you come down. On the inhale, that floats you up. Don't lose your core strength here. And it's not so important to come up high. Think of yourself as growing longer up through the crown of your head and through the legs if they're lifting. You're in the middle of the ocean riding the swells. The swells of your breath, and feeling grateful for this moment. Come down if you need to. Otherwise, make this yours and do anything with your legs or arms that might feel good to you. If you've got some energy and strength that you want to employ, if you want to just come down and rest. Now, before coming down, float up your very highest, and then come down and turn your head to one side. You can also cradle your face, one side of your face with your hand. Feel the energy in rising to meet that opportunity. Now, turn your head to the other side for a moment, for a couple of breaths. And turn your head to face downwards, your hands closer to your waist so that we can slowly push up with the shoulders away from the ears. Keep pushing until your arms are straightened. You might even push your feet so that your knees straighten, or if you need to, bring your hips back. Face up dog. And we will come to a counter pose, which would be your puppy dog or your child's pose. Come on up and sit with your feet in front of you. We'll hold on to our legs so that we can straighten our spine. And if this is difficult to do, sitting on a blanket will help. It helps bring the pelvis at a forward tilt, which can help lengthen the lower spine. You can either hold in front of the knees or behind. Nice long spine. Now we'll open one knee and the other leg can straighten all the way or partially all the way. So anything that's going to allow you to keep your back lengthened. Here's where you can use a strap. You can use a belt at home if you don't have a strap, or even a tie, an old tie that you're not using. And we'll come forward into Jana Shirshasana. Inhaling up from here, back to both knees bent to deepen the fold between the pelvis and the thighs, between the hips. And we'll open the other leg, straightening, using the strap as needed, or just holding on somewhere onto the back of the leg. A gentle pull to lengthen your spine forward. You can keep your spine straight throughout, work this actively, or relax forward. But keep your outer leg active. Left and right and all around, life's harmonies are mine. Come on up. And back to both knees bent. This time, just a relaxing forward fold. And then we'll come on to our back. On your back, bring your knees up to your chest. Hug and rock. Hold on to the right knee, release the left leg. Bring that left leg up, the one you're not holding, and switch hands to hold on to the back of that leg. So you can gently stretch it towards you. Bend that left knee, the one that was upright, and relax the right leg down. Bring the free leg up and switch your hands to that free leg that's above you, so you can stretch your hamstring, your calf. And with both knees to you, come into happy baby, rocking side to side. And this becomes your movement. If it feels good to straighten one of the legs as you're rocking, let that happen. If you'd like to straighten both legs or bring your feet together, this is your happy baby. Release your hands from your feet and slowly bring your legs or feet down to the floor as appropriate for you. With our hands reaching towards our feet, we're going to press our low back into the floor, lift your pelvis, and roll up. You can just roll up part way or your full height, just something that feels good to you. And then come on down. With the feet together, slide. You can slide or just pick up your hips and move them to the right side of your mat so that your legs can go to the left. They might need to be propped up on a blanket or something. And let go in your twist. Your head, you might turn it the opposite way from your knees into a deeper twist. Letting go here. Feel as though your breath is moving through all of you, opening to the energy, in all of you. Come onto your back. Move your hips over to the left side, and your knees will go to the right. Head can go to the left. Can you let go a little more? On your exhale, let go a little more. I open to the flow of life within. Come onto your back. Do what you need to do to make you comfortable for Shavasana. Whatever is appropriate for you. If you have a chair nearby, you might put your calves up on the chair, a blanket under you, your legs to support your back. Even feel free to keep your knees bent. You move your shoulders down away from the ears with your palms facing upwards. Let your breath go. On the exhale, let go in your belly and in your heart. As you exhale, let go in your neck and in your face. As you exhale, let go in your shoulders, arms, and hands. As you exhale, let go in your buttocks, hips, legs, and feet. Feel as though your whole body is breathing. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be filled with loving kindness. This mantra, this Tibetan Buddhist mantra, can be a cleansing for your heart, for your thoughts. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be filled with loving kindness. Let yourself be cleansed. Enjoy your Shavasana for as long as you would like. When you're ready to come up from Shavasana, you just roll to your side. Enjoy the qualities that you have cultivated in your practice. And I leave you with this mantra, which is something that we could all do when we wash our hands. If we repeat this mantra twice, that's about 20 seconds of washing hands, of washing our minds. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be filled with loving kindness. Until we meet again, namaste.